Doctors have found a new disorder they are calling schizophrenia. It is a disorder that affects one's consciousness, their ability to be aware of their surroundings and self. To look further into this disorder, we will be interviewing a 19-year-old schizophrenia patient and a doctor that helped discover the disorder. So, how old are you?
I'm 39 years old. I was born in 1978. I just aged really well.
Why are you here?
I came in with the flu about 2 months ago, and they've been running lots of tests and stuff. They were willing to tell me what's going on, so I'm still here.
Still here. What's the biggest thing that has ever happened to you?
Let's see. When I was 23 years old, I worked in the Twin Towers, and I was an accountant. And in 2001, September 11th, I thought it was an earthquake, but it was the big crash, and I hid under my desk. And if I hadn't hid under there, I would have died. But the next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital, and I was a 9/11 survivor.
Do you see or hear things that others do not?
No. I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy.
Do you find it difficult to get a hold of your thoughts?
No, but I think my doctors have that problem because when they talk to me, they don't seem to understand what I say, and I don't really understand what they say. So.
Do you talk to people that no one else can hear?
No, but my doctors think I do because I have these 3 people that live with me, and they're always at work when the doctors come by, and so the doctors keep telling me that I live by myself, but I tell them that the 3 roommates I have just are always at work and they come by late at night, so oh well.
Do you have any mental illnesses?
I was diagnosed with OCD when I was 12. That's the only one I know of.
As you just saw in patient X, schizophrenia is a complex neuropsychiatric disorder that is often characterized by delusions, hallucinations, and disordered or disorganized behavior and thought processes. As patient X reported, she also has OCD, which is common in schizophrenic patients to have other mental illnesses. In my study of schizophrenic patients, I have found 2 things. Both that they have a disorganized conscience and that they are unable to be consciously aware of their symptoms. First, with disorganized conscience, let's define consciousness as Tanner described before. Consciousness is the state of being aware of one's surroundings and one's own existence or self-awareness. And the sense of self is a necessary condition of a person to live in the first person perspective of life and be able to experience life through his or her own eyes. Patients with schizophrenia often have a profound alteration or shattering of these basic structural aspects of selfhood, and therefore that's what lies at the schizophrenic patients often have a profound alteration or shattering of those basic structural aspects of selfhood and consciousness, which is at the core of schizophrenia. Disordered self has proposed as the critical and fundamental aspects of schizophrenia. In this patient X, who I've been studying, she often describes her consciousness as perturbed or a loss of unity, and she also describes an inability to direct her thoughts and a feeling of the loss of activity. This is the same with many schizophrenia patients who I've studied. They often experience a reorganization of consciousness and have a loss of the active awareness. As we have seen in patient X, many people with mental illnesses are often unaware of their symptoms. And often with people with mental illnesses, they are unable to see their symptoms or signs and unable to get treatment therefore, either because they are coping with the mental illness and are in denial, or because they have a failure of metacognition and are unable to have the capacity to reflect on one's own thoughts or actions. In my study of schizophrenic patients, I found that 80% of its sufferers were unable to see that they had a mental illness or had a low awareness of their symptoms.
Overall, we have learned that schizophrenia is a disorder that affects one's awareness of their surroundings and their self. It is commonly linked to other disorders like OCD, and most schizophrenia patients do not know they have the disorder, causing them to be unable to live a normal life.